Spirit of God. Plain and simple, Spirit of God. But don't mistake saying plain and simple for something that is less than perfect. It always comes back to the ordinary magnificence, where you can't fathom, you can't see any possibility of differences from one to the other in the truth of love. Imagine your existence with not a thought of assessment, without any possibility that you had an opinion about anything that was not brought by God. That only thoughts of love were capable of being within your awareness. So where would all the thoughts go? Where would all the story go that was built in the belief of differences? Where does that go when you accept God's love? When you accept peace and harmony, and it's what you so truly want. No one is saying, oh yeah, please, I'd like to be as miserable as my most miserable day on earth. No one is asking for misery. And yet misery is chosen over and over again through judgment, through assessments, through comparisons, because that's where all the pain is. But it's so upside down that the belief is that the satisfaction of judgment, the righteousness of judgment is very essential to the ego's survival. The righteousness of judgment. Where does the righteousness come from of judgment? Well, the beliefs are deep and wide of believing that when you weren't aware of love, when you weren't able to see peace and harmony, there was a grievance that came, and that grievance, or those grievances, opened the door for the righteousness of judgment. Judgment is usually so ingrained that it takes a deep prayer to want to see the judgment for what it is, so that you can surrender it, be free from all judgment. The reason to be free from all judgment is because it really has no value. It has nothing of love in it, and it causes pain. It causes pain, it causes worry. Just imagine every time you have a judgment, you carry it with you. And whoever the judgment was about, or what the situation was about, until there is the sense of forgiveness that it was just a mistake, You don't really want to live with judgment. It has no love in it. And you begin to truly surrender over and over again the ideas that judgment has a value when it truly doesn't. But can you imagine your life free of judgment, free of opinions, and free of comparisons, free of believing that scarcity was real, that you had to fight for what you have, and in truth, all you have to do is open your arms. Open your arms and invite the grace of God, and invite the abundance of love to flow through. Judgment and love cannot coexist. So in every moment, you have the divine choice to love or to judge. And even when you judge yourself, which it always ends up being a self-judgment, even when you think you're judging something else. But the idea that there's a reason to judge yourself is the lie. It's the lie of that has no truth to it at all. There is never a reason for judgment. There is never a reason to judge. It has no truth to it, no purpose. And everyone can be free to love. I felt called to calling the Divine Mother, remembering that exquisite love and power. Mother, I beg for your love. I beg you for your compassion. I beg you for your light. I beg you for the forgiveness. Help me in this darkness. Help me find your sun. Reveal the way to my light. Reveal the way to my Father. I'm a daughter of the Queen. I'm a daughter of compassion. Help me be in the light. Help me open my heart. A daughter of the Queen, a daughter of compassion. It certainly is not a heavy burden to bear to be the daughter of compassion. Be the daughter of compassion is to accept the Divine Mother as the mother in its purity, in its perfection, in its wisdom, in its strength, in its gentleness, in its transparency, in its compassion. Help me be in the light. Help me find the way to the beloved known as Jesus. Help me. Let your prayer be stirred and used as often as possible. Mother, oh my mother, release me from this pain. Mother, oh my mother, release me from this pain. This pain has been my life. Only you can set me free. Your love can set me free. Mother, oh my mother, release me from this pain. Mother, oh my mother, release me from this pain. I want to be with you. I want to know your love. Please help me, my mother, to feel your love. I want to know your love. Mother, oh my mother. One mother, one divine light, the divine feminine, and every one, male or female, learning to be that light, that love, that comfort. Mother, oh my mother. If you knew the end of your story, nothing on any page, not one of your dramas could bother you in the same way. If you knew the glorious end of your journey, at least half of your attention could be lifted from anything you now focus on that may be believed to cause you pain. God's hand is like that. When it is realized near, it is always to turn your gaze in the direction of more light, letting go of the story and being free. If you knew the end of your story, nothing on any page, not one of your dramas could bother you as much. But you do know the end of your story if you accept it, because there is no end to the truth of your life. It is only the story that was made up that can be lifted and disappear so that it doesn't hold you prisoner anymore. The willingness to be free. I was called to another poem that took that last poem and expanded it. When there is a lot of confusion, the result is usually sadness. Clarity and order, what is their worth? What follows them? Any congested lanes of traffic inside come to a halt. Carriages are abandoned and moved off the road, and horses get turned out to graze in the firmament. Freed from maintenance of small places and petty things, something might raise your chin, an invisible arm, your dimension can shift. The willingness to be in contact with all dimensions of love. And all the wonders that you forgot are still waiting to play. There is an expanded field where all things are ever new. All objects there are holding a ball they wish to toss. Just wanting you to have some lighthearted fun catching the light of the firmament. There is a divine mystery in every part of life. The only thing that stops the mystery of the universe from being accepted and entered is knowing. The knowing of the illusion, the knowing that it has somehow captured you and it become your reality. That's what's in the way of being in contact with the whole universe. The belief that you know. So in every moment, you're being asked and called to truly let go of what you know so that you can enter into the mysteries of the universe. You can't bring the ego along with you, so it has to get dumped out someplace. But when you do come into the awareness of the beauty of all the mysteries, you won't want to come back to the mundane illusion. At least you won't get hooked by it in the same way, and you're able to laugh at it and realize that love is right behind, waiting. If you knew the end of your story, nothing on any page, not one of your dramas could bother you as much. This is the letting go, just the letting go of anything that appears not to be peaceful, anything that takes you into some kind of battle, drama, worry, concern, an energy that wants to do something in order to get control over it. Let it all go. Let it all go. And let love lead you. As love leads you, you can rest because you're just showing up. When any situation has been dedicated to truth and surrendered, the peace is inevitable to you. Surrender each idea of any situation, day in and day out. Surrender it all to the truth of God. And then you can rest. Because then as your fear comes up, you can realize, oh, I surrendered that. I don't have to worry about it. I'm not in charge. The universe is in God's hands. And I can join with that love and be the servant of that love. How important is that peace and that intention? It's actually the healing of all of humanity. That's how much power you have. With every situation that you bring peace and harmony to and truth, you are serving humanity's healing completely. The truth is that every beloved is totally in union with you and completely without differences. You could do everything that you could try to do to be different. It's all in the evidence of the body. Everything that's in the body says, oh, look, this is different. This looks different. This acts different. This has different power, different strength, different age. No, all of that is totally not the truth of who you are. You are without an identity that is separate from God. You are the light of God, and you are in divine union with all creation. You will melt into the truth of God so fully, so deeply, that you will be able to shape change into other dimensions of love's world, the universe. It isn't for games, it isn't for entertainment. It's because you're not the body, and the shaping and changing of form is completely in God's love. If you're swimming in the ocean, you will become part of that ocean. You don't even have to be swimming in it, but it happens much more deeply when you're aware that you are one with everything in the ocean. You are one with everything of land. You are one with everything of the wind. You are one with everything. And everything is love. So when you stand outside love and you proclaim your differences, it's really the sadness that comes to remind you that that isn't a place that you need to be, in the sadness of the belief of separation, because you're not. You're not separate. You're here to bring love and to learn to bring that love to all creation. And you begin with the everyday life, blessing everyone, bringing love to everyone, and serving everyone. There's a beautiful teaching that reminds that in service, the most beautiful, deepest service where you can go to is to serve without telling anyone what you're doing. To serve in a quiet way that no one is aware of your service. It isn't necessarily that what you're doing is so quiet, but you're going about it in a silence and a complete service dedication that nobody needs to know that it's you. It's where healing goes so deeply, because there is so much of the ego that wants recognition, that wants to be acknowledged, that believes that you are lacking in love and lacking in being loved. None of that is true. And when you give without looking for acknowledgement, that's what you find within. You find that permanent true love that you are, that cannot be changed. As soon as you feel the need to have someone acknowledge your worth, you forget the truth of the love that you are. You're looking outside you instead of going deep within and meeting the divine that lives within you. It is your journey, it is your life to, through the service of love, through the offering of your heart, that you open to the oneness with every beloved. Every beloved. When any situation has been dedicated to truth, peace is inevitable. Any situation dedicated to truth, you have that much power that you can bring the truth of love into manifestation. Peace is inevitable when any situation has been dedicated. Then the next element that comes is, why is it that not every situation is being dedicated to truth? You don't want to hold some out and give some to God. Give it all over. Turn it all over. Give everything over to truth, that you want to see only the truth of everything and everyone. And allow that judgment without self-deception is impossible. You will deceive yourself if you are judging, and if you are open and non-judging, you will come back to peace. You have the power within you. Judgment is the end of peace and the denial of learning the truth of God. If we could take in the understanding of how judgment is a self-attack, you would come to the realization that you don't want to hurt yourself, that there's nothing in you that has the purpose of hurting yourself anymore. Everybody hurt themselves in the past with the belief of lack, the belief of being less than. All of those untrue beliefs have to be surrendered and forgiven, because none of them are true. And love is looking for you to come back and rest in the laws of God, rest in the laws of love, that there is only love to offer, only love to hold for every beloved. Every beloved. If you knew the end of your story, nothing on any page, not one of your dramas, would bother you as much. This is the good news, because you can know the end of your story, because there isn't really an end to anything that's true. Only the story is going to end when you realize it has no truth about you. Not one of your dramas. To call it drama is not about insulting the beloved who's calling it a drama. It's really to be able to recognize it for yourself, that the drama is no longer appealing to you, that you no longer want to live in any kind of sense of drama where there's adrenaline and anticipation of outcome and expectations and ideas of good and bad and right and wrong. It's all for nothing. It's all made up. You are the light of God along with every beloved, and everyone is searching for the same truth. In every truth, when any situation has been dedicated to truth and surrendered, peace is inevitable. That is the love of God manifesting into each acceptance of love itself. You're the one who can dedicate any situation to truth. You're the one who can surrender it. You're the one who can embrace the peace that comes with that as you let go of your mind, as you let go of the outcome of anything. Allow peace to be the center.